AI has been around, it's not something new. I guess it's more the generative aspect of it, which is maybe something which is causing people to take notice a little bit more than previously. But then there's this slight sort of thinking or feeling that people can almost put their pens down and AI is going to do everything for them. There's kind of this sort of mentality, which I think is a bit misleading. And then also on the other side, people are talking about AI in very sort of generalist terms. And I think the sort of sweet spot in the middle, which sounds like what you're trying to aim for, is what's its actual application, and what are real user cases for AI, and is that something that you're finding as well in your consultation with people?
Yeah, absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head. This is a very easy hype train to get on, and as you said, neural networks have been around since the 1960s. I almost find that AI is an almost unhelpful term. It's not really very specific, and in some ways it's misleading, because I think what it creates this picture of in people's head, and what a lot of this AI hype train does, is paint this picture of this sentient being that is learning and getting cleverer and better all the time, that's eventually going to take over the world. And that's not what the technology is. The technology is fundamentally different strands of technology. It's all machine learning. I think that's a better, more accurate term. And it simply learns and sort of gets better on itself. But all of these applications are not necessarily connected. And, as I always say at the meetings, AI is just a prediction machine. It's about what you put into it. It looks at its training data, and then it tries to predict what comes next in the sequence. That's all it is. It's nothing more complicated than that. So we're trying to just look for how that can be applicable to businesses, how it can make businesses, sure, leaner, but also how they can do more, how it can put their current team to generate more returns for them, how it can make their team more productive. I don't think we're going to end up in a space where it's going to suddenly take everybody's jobs. I just think people will be doing different jobs, and we may have smaller companies that have more resources. So we might move away from a world where we have 1,000 people, 10,000 people companies. That might become an inefficient way of doing things. But we might move to a world where you work with a small team, but they're able to put out the same output as a company in the past that had 10,000 employees.